Hello, everyone. So the other stream is ending. We're just waiting for folks to come on over. How is everybody doing? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, people are filing in. Come on in the room. I love it. So I am going to put, hello, Malika. All right, I'm going to put this link in the chat. And we're going to wait for Miss. Hey, Randy. So I am going to pin that. Did I pin the message? Yes, I just pinned the message. If you want to click that link, Randy, and then I'll let you join the live. And while Randy is doing that, aloha. While Randy is joining the live, I'm going to play the intro and then we're going to get started, guys. Hang on. Hello again. Welcome back. Thanks, guys, for being here. This has been such an amazeballs day. Can I just say it's been absolutely. Thanks so much, Emerge. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to welcome everybody here. Welcome back, Purple. Welcome, 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 welcome back. Malika, I know that Esmeralda was in here, so hopefully we'll see her back in here again. So we're gonna wait on Randy to come in. Now I have posted in the chat some links. We're gonna repost the link to Randy's reprogram. Okay, no problem. We're gonna wait on. I can hold it down. I can hold it down. Excellent discussions. Thanks so much. Oh yeah, I don't know if Restream does it on your phone. Okay, anyway. Hey CJD, hello. Thank you for that compliment, Purple Lover. I thank you for that. I actually hate taking photos. I'm gonna start loving it again. I can't stand it. But I'm getting it's crazy because I can be on these videos, right? I can be on the video all the time. But don't ask me to my team asks me all the time, like, we need more photos. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not trying to hear you right now. I don't understand what that means. It's so awful. I'm sure they're like, this woman just does not cooperate. But that's one of those old holdovers from old thinking. You know what I'm saying? So just put in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube the link to join Randy's 10-week transformative group experience called Gracious Rebel. Can I message you the link? Yeah, I should be able to. Hang on one second, hon. Here we go. And I think I still have our chat open. Yep, here we go. Okay, hopefully that works. Okay. All right, we're back over here. Yep, I just sent it to you on IG, Randy. I just sent it over. Your website builder said the same thing. Right? Purple Lover, we have got to work together. Oh, thank you so much. It's the Aries in you. Yes, absolutely. It's definitely the Aries in me. I will definitely say that. I don't know. I feel like sometimes Cancers don't mind being out there, but it's definitely that Aries energy, having that Aries moon, that definitely helps. Alrighty. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. You ready, Randy? Randy's backstage in the green room. Okay, here we go. Hey, Kaza. We are going to welcome to the stage Randy Lee. Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm absolutely thrilled to have you. Absolutely. Let's blow us both up. As I'm just like, no, don't take any pictures. But here in my
Here we
face we
are.
go.
Here we are.
I am so excited to have you. Yes, I definitely believe we are meant to do great things together. Purple, and just, I mean, everybody in here, like, you guys are amazing. I love my community and those that are going to be watching the replay. Randy, what an amazing podcast. Like, holy cats.
So good. I forgot we went into all those areas. I was like, wow, we really talked about a lot. It was so great.
We discovered, yes, we talked about a whole lot. You guys, Gemini just jumped up onto the stage, so let me clear her space off. I watched, because I record these, you guys, for those of you that don't know how this works. So I record them sometimes a week later, sometimes a week ahead, sometimes not. But then I have to go through and I edit just to make sure that it like makes sense and that, we don't have like long pauses and stuff like that. And so I usually get to watch these podcasts like multiple times before they actually air, and then I watch them while they air. And I get something new. It's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, I get something new all the time out of it. And Gemini, I can't even yell at her right now because she's been so good all day. And now she's just like, I've been good all day. This is it. Like, I'm here now. I'm going to be part of this discussion. No, you cannot drink that. Now she's trying to drink my coffee I shouldn't be drinking. So, okay. I don't even know where to restart. So this is what I'm Gemini, honest to Pete. Okay. This is where you gonna catch the replay, Saki? Okay, no problem. Oh, I love you like a fat kid loves sweet and salty snacks. Oh my god. Stop, Gem. Stop. So I guess you guys, there is the link. So if you do have questions, I want you to feel free to join us. Now, we're not gonna keep Randy forever. We're going to stand here for about an hour. So I'm trying to figure out where to even start, because like what hit me this time even more so than the first time was the split in the heart chakra. And as you were talking about, the 9 centers rather than the 7. So can you go a little bit more into like this arrangement in human design of 9 centers rather than 7 chakras? I think let's start there.
Yeah, let me actually get a visual.
Perfect.
So if you haven't looked at your chart, this is like my chart. Somebody did this painting for me. Wait, here we go. Did this painting for me. This is a picture of my design. And all of us have the same body graph with these 9 centers. And this 9-centered being really represents this evolution that we've gone through as a species, moving from 7 centers where we were really, as a species, we were under, as 7-centered beings, we were living under a Saturnian life cycle. So our typical life cycle was around like 30 years, like a Saturnian cycle around the sun. And as we evolved into 9-centered beings, we're now on a Uranian life cycle. We're on an 84-year life cycle. And so our purpose as human beings has actually changed, where it's not just about survival and trying to like spread our seed and reproduce and, like the survival of our tribe. And now it's really about the expansion of our consciousness, the expansion of our awareness. And this is what we moved into as nine-centered beings, which Ra Uruhu, who is the creator of human design, he really said that this happened in 1781. There was this shift where we mutated from seven-centered beings to nine-centered beings. And we're really shifting, we shift from this, survival, splenic type of awareness where it was, like I said, just about survival, to now the expansion of our awareness. And we're actually also undergoing a current evolution right now that's going to lead us into more of a emotional awareness where we're allowing ourselves to really feel things and like connect with source and spirit, because our emotional solar plexus is our center for our spiritual awareness. So we've really like evolved from, in the human design system, we have these three different awareness centers. We have our splenic center, which is our physical awareness, our ajna, which is our mental awareness, and our emotional solar plexus, which is our spiritual awareness. And we're moving through this evolution of our awareness from just survival to mental and then to spiritual.
Do you feel, and I see the questions, I'm going to put them up. So Purple Love, I see the questions. And so I just want to let everybody know. I will put them up momentarily.
Oh yeah.
Do
So how do you
you?
get your human design chart? If people are wondering this, I think that's like something to
Yeah.
just address really quick. You can go to mybodygraph.com and just put in your birth information. You need to know as specific of time that you can get as possible. If you don't know like necessarily the exact time, the closer you know to the time of day, there are potentially minor changes that can occur in the chart depending on that's why the timing is important for it to be accurate. Yeah, thank you. So if you go to mybodygraph.com, you can get your chart and it'll show you this information with your body graph and your centers and all of the stuff that we've been talking about.
You know what? We could, this is the beauty of being live, honey. Let's go there now. Okay, so I'm going to show that. And then I'm going to hide this. And then let me type that into one of my windows here. While I'm doing that, though, you talked about that the split into 9 then had to do with being linked to being on a Uranus cycle rather than a Saturnian cycle, which we, those of us that have been hanging around me long enough, knowing anything about astrology, know that Uranus became the ruler of Aquarius, which we're talking about being in the age of Aquarius. Now, this has been, now
Yeah.
what's blowing my mind right now is if we actually entered into this in 1781, that means along this evolutionary cycle, we've been morphing into or slowly evolving into this age of Aquarius for over 200 years. If I'm kind of, is that kind of an alignment here? Would you agree with that, or am I off?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. And I believe around the same time was actually when we went through this mutation was when we discovered Uranus. So like that discovery of this, like we literally went through this mutation and we're currently undergoing a mutation as well, which is why we are seeing our current systems and our current ways are crumbling because we're going through this current evolution, which is occurring in our emotional solar plexus. Okay, yeah. So if you go to free body graph.
Okay, so I put this up on the screen, guys, for those of you that are listening. So I put my body graph up on the screen. I'm actually going to run this for myself, guys. You know, I'll be the guinea pig. Okay. So we're going to do that and then we're going to click get started, yeah?
Mhm.
All right. Well, I don't care. You guys know my last name by now, for God's sake. Okay, my birth date, 7. Do I need to put the slashes in here? Usually it does it for you. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, good. So you guys, I clicked on the clock to put my time in because sometimes I don't know if you guys ever run your information, on certain astrological like AstroSeek, astro-seek.com, which I tell everybody to use. You had to put it in 24-hour time, but here you can put it in AM or PM, PM. Okay, here we go. Okay, country, United States. Oh,
And then if you type in like the state after the country, I
oh,
think it,
that's what it wanted?
yeah, if you do like,
Let me go back.
there
Okay,
we
here
go.
we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Okay, guys, so I'm gonna put the state in so y'all know I was born, especially those of you that are in my class, child. Y'all know where I was born at. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay, here we go. Save. Oh, what? Okay, wait. 19. So 1968, July 16th. Oh, I wanted the day first, guys. You had to put it um in European format, the date, the month, and then the year. So just letting you know. Save. There's my graph. Don't have a clue. I mean, I have a clue, but I'm like, holy shnikes. So this is how you can get your graph, guys. This is amazing. So this is your graph. My graph. Now, I'm going to recommend that if you want to understand this graph in depth, they need to come to your 10-week transformation, right? Like, I feel like are you going
I
to
mean,
like
my
go through
free
this?
community, I have so many resources that breaks
Okay.
down because human design is such a vast system, like such a vast system.
Yeah.
And really like the fundamentals are understanding your type, your strategy, your authority, your profile, and then the energies of the centers. And then like you can get into, understanding the gates and the channels and go layers deeper into that. But understanding for you, like what it means to be a generator, what it means to respond, understanding your non-self theme of frustration, because that's going to be what, really shows you that something in your life is out of alignment. Something needs to be tweaked. It's kind of that indicator that your energy is not functioning optimally.
Every time I talk to you, I just shake my head because I'm like, yep. Like, literally, that is it. My God, today. So, you guys, mybodygraph.com. And then if you go to Randi's website, randylee.net, you'll get the links there to get into her free, right, her kind of space, her chat space, or group community space, to deal with, to learn more like about this. This is absolutely amazing. I want to welcome everybody as you guys are coming in here. Oh, Kessa says, Lord, do us empaths need more emotional awareness? Yes, we do. I think not only just emotional awareness, but emotional. I don't like to use the word management. Let's say, looking at this from a neutral, emotional neutrality, so that we're not swayed by everything that hits us or everyone that's around us, that we can look at it, from an up here, while the pendulum, if we're going to kind of go to like the Hermetic principles, the pendulum is kind of swinging, but we're up here observing rather than deep within and just riding these waves back and forth and just going on that roller coaster. Like, I think that's for the empath the biggest issue that we tend to have. I don't know. Do you see the same thing, Randy, or what would you say
Yeah,
for
I think
empath?
it's interesting that you say that because you have your emotional center defined. So you're actually consistently experiencing that wave of emotion. And it is about you learning to get to a place of emotional neutrality before you make a decision. Right. So, like, if you get really absorbed in those emotions and identify with those emotions, and then act from those emotions, that's where it can be out of alignment for you. And it's like after you make that emotionally charged decision, you're like, wait, why did I do that? I regret that. Like once you get to that neutral point, you don't feel the same way as you did when you were on that emotional charge. So it's really important for you to wait for that neutral place before you make a decision. And for those of us like myself who have our emotional center undefined, it's really important for us to realize that the emotions that we're feeling are not our own. We're
Mm-hmm.
amplifying the emotions from those around us. And when we can learn to really like let go of those emotions that aren't our own and not feel like we have to be responsible for the emotions of others, that's where we can gain the clarity and also the wisdom that comes from being able to feel into everybody else's emotions. I can literally pick up when somebody's about to be on their emotional wave before they can even feel it because I'm reflecting and amplifying it. But I don't need to respond to that. I don't even growing up, my mom in the household, my mom had a defined emotional solar plexus. And all of us open emotionals were trying to make sure that mom had what she needed so that mom would be calm because all of us were feeling her wave. So it's like, you have to learn to like, okay, these are my emotions. I'm not responsible for her and her emotions and what she's going through. And I can feel them and I don't have to react and respond to them.
Let me tell you something. I'm laughing not because I'm laughing at you. I am literally hearing my children right now going,
They're like, we've done.
they're not even here right now, but if I were to call my son downstairs right now, my daughter just left. If I were to call her on the phone, be like, did y'all have to kind of manage life around mom's like waves? They would be like, absolutely. And they would just be like, that, but literally, I mean, we have a saying, right? We have sayings like, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? So literally, that's what.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but
basically like if the emotional being in your life isn't at a good place on their wave, then you're going to be struggling if you are fully identified with that. You know what I mean? So, like, that's always in relationships. What was really challenging for me was like, I would immediately, when my partner would be like at a low emotional point, I'm like, what did I do? What can I do to like fix this and like, make him happy? It's like, that has nothing to do with me.
yeah,
That's his own emotional wave. And like, our emotional waves are just that. There's going to be some points where there's a low, where
yep,
it's like waves are receding. There's going to be a little bit, it's not there, and then there's going to be times where it's moving forward, and you feel
yeah,
that moment. But it's just really about learning to see where are you at on your wave, and if you're not emotional, you don't have to like. You can feel it, but you don't have to be responsible for it. You don't have to, take that on as your own.
right. Well, I find it interesting too because I do tend to, like, I care how someone is feeling, like I do, um, but I get tired very quickly. It's like I'm gonna need you to get it together. And I'm gonna need you to get it together. Now, I've presented you 5 different ways we can get this together, but I can't sit with you in your crap. You're gonna have to come up out of it for me to be able to deal with you. I mean, I just find it super interesting that that's how I am because it's like, okay, I'm gonna deal with what's going on, and then we're gonna move on. There's no point in sitting in it. That's wasted energy to me. Oh my God, this is crazy. My kids, I'm gonna make sure my kids watch this and be like, thank God. If you start getting random emails saying, I'm Lisa's I'm Lisa's daughter, I'm Lisa's son, thank you. Hey Queen Tulsa, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna catch up on this. Kaza, you really needed this, huh? So Purple Lover says she's a projector. So what's so can you so how would a projector then deal with somebody like me that's got this defined sometimes untamed emotional roller coaster going on. How would
The projector may have an emotional solar plexus defined. So projectors are actually one of the types that can have lots of various nuances within that type. Because in human design, we have what's called our inner authority. And our inner authority is how we're designed to make aligned decisions. So for you, your decision making comes from riding that emotional wave, waiting to tell you're at that neutral place before making a decision. I have sacral authority. So for me, it's all about my gut response, my gut feeling about something. You also have a defined sacral. So you're going to have a gut response, but it's also important for you to make sure you're at an emotionally neutral place. Projectors can also be emotional, but they can also have another type of authority that's called a splenic authority. And splenic authority is going to be about their intuition. It's going to be about making decisions based on what's healthy for them. You can also have ego projectors. Ego projectors are going to be projectors that make decisions with that heart center. It's really going to be about what they desire and what they have willpower for. And then you're going to have self-projected projectors, which make decisions from their identity center, their sense of self, their sense of who they are. It's like, does this sound like me? Is this who I am? And then we have our mental projectors, which actually don't have an inner authority because their centers that are defined come from having a combination of their throat, ajna, and head defined. And our throat, ajna, and head aren't centers that actually create an inner authority. So for them, they're going to need to actually, their environment's going to be really important. I believe Malika, who is joining us, she's a mental projector. Yeah. So mental projectors, their environment is very, very important, who they're around, because they're going to be needing a sounding board to talk things out, to really hear how the energy is reflected for them to make a decision. Wow. So we all have all of these various ways that we're making decisions, but one of the first things we learn in human design is that the mind is not our decision-making mechanism. So making decisions with our mind is never actually what is aligned for us, even if you are a mental projector. And that's why sometimes I don't like that term mental projector, because it really is more that you're like an environmental projector. You know, that's like the mental, it's like your environmental, you know, it's about your environment, because it's not about making decisions with our mind. It never is for any type of inner authority. It's all about learning to tap into that wisdom that's within our bodies.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting it. Are we, isn't the YouTube tab open on your end, maybe?
I don't know. Let me see. No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I'm not getting it now. I don't know what happened, but I think you fixed it. Okay. So we're going to get to, now some of these might be, so for those of you guys that are not like knowledgeable about human design and gene keys, we talked about human design this time. Part 2 later on this month that's going to air is going to be all about the gene keys. Okay, guys? So we're talking about human design. So for those of you that are not completely familiar just yet, it's okay. We're going to go a little bit deeper. We're always going to try to bring it back up a little bit. So some folks in here have a lot of knowledge about that. So we're going to bring this question up. Malika asked the question, can you talk about the cross of dedication? Now, can you talk about that without it going like super deep? Or is that kind of advanced? How can we wrap that in?
Yeah. So I know Malika also asked about incarnation crosses, and the cross of dedication, I'm assuming, is her incarnation cross. So each of us have a incarnation cross that is our specific purpose that we're here to fulfill in this life. And it comes from 4 gates in our chart. It comes from our conscious and unconscious sun and earth placements. So I think we talked about this on this
In
call, or maybe it
part
was
2.
the
Yeah.
next part 2. Yeah, how we have like this unconscious prenatal side that we're looking at in our design. So all of the things that you see in red on your chart, the gates and the different like planetary placements. I don't know if you want to show your chart
Yeah,
again,
let me show my chart
Lisa.
again, guys, because now this is at hold on, I gotta go back over to this. This is a website called mindbodygraph.com. My bodygraph, excuse me, mybodygraph.com. So all of this in red is
That's all your prenatal placements.
Ooh.
So that's the 88 degrees before you were born. We call that your design date. So that's the design of your body. That's the design of your biogenetic vehicle that you're here to experience life through. So that imprinting occurs when you're actually still in utero. So we have this imprinting that occurs 88 degrees before we're born, that occurs in our body. And then when we're born, we have this second set of imprinting, which is that black set side. That's all of the positions from the date of your birth. So all of those different planetary positions. So like you're talking about being a Cancer sun, gate 62, which you see there in your sun, that top gate, that is in Cancer. Gate 62 is in Cancer. So it's just a smaller measurement of, like, you could think about it as like the degrees within Cancer, right?
Gotcha.
So it's getting a specific measurement. Gate 62, line 4. That's where the sun was, and the specific imprinting that occurred through the sun at your time of birth. And then you have all of those different positions, you know, your Earth, your nodes, your moon, Mercury, Venus, so forth. You have all of those. So this comes together, your conscious and your unconscious design. It comes together in the center, which is your body graph. So you can see those black lines and the red lines. Those are all the different gate placements from those planetary positions.
Gotcha. This is interesting because, and I don't know if this happens all the time. Is there any correlation? Because my 88 degrees, if I go look at my chart, I'm bet you 10 to 1 that my moon is at this if it's not at that particular degree, it is, and it's an Aries moon, and this would be April 16th would still be an Aries sun. Does that always correlate, or did that just kind of happen?
I mean, it's you like it can happen. It just depending on the time and like the position of where the moon was. But that you're always going to have that you know, juxtaposition of where things are. So when we're talking about that incarnation cross, we're talking about these 4 placements of your conscious, the black sun and earth, those top 2 gates, and then the top 2 gates on the unconscious side, the unconscious sun and earth. So the sun and earth, in terms of their placements, are always going to be in opposition. So your sun being in Cancer, your earth is always in Capricorn, right? Because that's opposition. They're opposite placements on the wheel. So you have a Cancer sun, a Capricorn earth.
Yes.
And so that gate 61 is in Capricorn. And then you have that same juxtaposition in the 88 degrees before. So what this does is it creates like a cross. It creates these 4 cardinal directions.
Gotcha.
You know, because Cancer and Capricorn, they're opposite. So it creates this level of tension. But we all need this level of tension in order to grow and evolve, right? So it's giving you this tension that's propelling you forward, that's creating your evolution. So these 4 gates in your design are going to be really important and going to be very, very connected to your soul's purpose, which we're going to dive deeper into in part 2 when we go into the gene keys. Because these 4 gates make up, when we talk about the gene keys in our next conversation, this is the first sequence, the activation sequence. We dive really deep into understanding these 4 placements.
This is crazy. Like what's interesting to me is so on knowing my chart, my astrological chart, the way that I do it, I'm just kind of like lining things up. It's very interesting to me how I'm naturally right, or in astrology, I'm a Capricorn rising and a Cancer sun. So it's almost as if I purposely put my astrological chart in like it's all interconnected and overlaid. Like it's I don't know. I know what I'm saying. Anyway, sorry guys. I went off somewhere. I went off somewhere. Okay, let's see here. Um Purple Lava says, "This is definitely so me." You teach oh, I didn't know this. She teaches baby psychics as well, and literally have told them, "I'm not here to make you into another me, but to teach you how to use your gifts and talents and how it works for you." Absolutely. Okay, thanks for being patient. That'll be here in a couple of weeks. Thanks for being patient. Hey, Kizzy, how are you, lovey? Hello, Esmeralda again. Hello, hello. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Okay. Good deal. So, can one of the mods please put in here Randy's links to both her website, and then please put Randy's links in to her Gracious Rebel 10-week upcoming program, because you just opened up enrollment for that, didn't you, recently?
Yeah,
Can
and
you
in here we're going to be diving into you really becoming your own inner authority. Really becoming sovereign in your decision making and learning to trust in following your own path. Because that's what we discover in human design, is that we're all so uniquely created. And so what it looks like for us to stand in our purpose and our power is going to look completely different than it looks for anybody else. And so in this program, we're giving you the blueprint to have the tools to step into your aligned place, create an environment that supports you so that you can see through your unique view. Each of us has a unique perspective, a unique frame that we're here to see the world through. And when we can see through that unique frame, we're able to conceptualize and bring into the world really what only we can bring. We're able to create value in a way that only we can create value. And we're driven by our unique internal motivation. So this is really
Mhm.
about bringing the fullness of your chart alive and giving you the tools and the support to do so.
That is so beautiful. That you guys, I am like, haven't had a chance to go and enroll yet because I've been busy, but we're gonna get that done. This is just absolutely fascinating to me. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Um, Guys, do you have any questions for Randy? Or is there, oh, this is interesting. This also coincides with being nine-dimensional beings. Does human design talk about the level of dimensionality to us as energetic beings having this human experience? Does it speak to that at all?
I mean, part of human design is the tree of life, is the Kabbalah, and
Mhm.
it really shows like that, rising of our energy systems, of,
Mhm.
that goes through our centers, and how, as we do this work to align with our design, we elevate the frequency of those centers, and so we're
Mhm.
able to, for me, it's like all about bringing these higher dimensions and grounding them onto the 3D physical plane. Instead of like just trying to like get up and out and like get out of here, it's like, how do I bring these higher levels of consciousness and ground them into my physical being and really be that living embodiment of it. And in the Gene Keys really dives even deeper into, one of the Gene Keys goes into these 9 planetary initiations that we're here to go through and grow and evolve as our consciousness evolves through these 9 dimensions.
So as we're evolving through these 9 dimensions, And yet we're still evolving to this next level. Is the next level 12? What is the next level? I mean, is the next level, 81? What is the next level? Like, you know what I mean? Like that to me, 3 times 3 is 9, and then we're in this perfect Fibonacci, this perfect Tesla sequence, right? Anyway, now I'm geeking out now, guys. I'm going to try to stay here on planet Earth.
Exactly. All the like sacred geometry. I mean, you could see it all, and it's all interconnected. It's all like, that's what's so incredible is like, even in human design and the gene keys, we see all of these other things. Like, it's all the same. It's just a new way for it to be expressed. And I feel like it's bringing, human design is really bringing all of these systems together in a very practical way that allows us to know ourselves in a way that, we never have before. And that's what we're here for, is this evolution and expansion of our consciousness and the awareness of who we truly are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For those that are listening, because we do have a lot of people that are here that are looking to expand upon their heart-centeredness in some fashion, right? So either, being a coach or being a creator, being, expanding in their healing gifts and such. How would learning this and really understanding human design and gene keys and understanding this, how would that help a coach or a healer or a mentor?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is something that everybody needs to learn, because it gives us permission to show up as our unique and authentic self, but it also gives us so much more understanding and compassion for others, and so that they can show up as their full and authentic self. I remember when my ex partner, he actually he has emotional authority. And I remember when we were making plans before I knew about human design, and he wouldn't be able to give me an answer in the moment, because he needs to feel it out. He needs to like ride his emotional wave. And he'd always tell me, I need to feel it out. I can't, I can't tell you right now. And I would always get so frustrated, and I would take it personally. Being the non-emotional person, I would take on that and I'd be like, man, there must be something wrong with me. Like, why won't he commit? And then once I learned about this, it took away like that pressure that I would put on him, took away me taking it personal. It literally like transformed so much just from me having the understanding. And that's really what's so powerful, is literally just from us having the understanding and having this awareness, we can transform our relationships on our own. Like, the other person doesn't have to be doing anything with human design or the gene keys, and we can transform our relationships by us stepping into our power.
Absolutely. That is just so amazing. And then as those of us who are healers, mentors, coaches, and helping others, that then in turn allows us to help them do the same without feeling responsible for it in a weird codependent way, creating a codependence. Because let's all be real, if we're going to be real with ourselves, we can create some of that codependence ourselves, because we're so addicted to the helping and the healing and the, let me just help you be the best you could be. I'm just going to take it all on, right? And that's not our place. Not our place
I mean,
to do it at all.
That was like the biggest thing for me with having an undefined emotional solar plexus, is I would like take it all on. Like, the emotions of everyone else was my responsibility to make sure everybody else was taken care of. And I would ignore my own needs to take care of everybody else. And I realized that that was my own conditioning, and it wasn't actually helping anybody else. And when I would let go of that and empower others to, take their own responsibility, like, that was doing so much more than me trying to fix and change and do it for them. So I
Mhm.
think it really is like when we just own our part, take our responsibility, step into our power, we just get to be a role model. We just get to, be a lighthouse that shines the way for others to step into their own power, step into their own sovereignty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. God, this is beautiful. Just one thing, moderators, can someone please? I want to welcome Queen Tilson. I want to welcome AT2 as well. So we know that um, those are both creators that we support here. So if someone could also put their links to their YouTube channels, please in the chat so they can follow them as well. Now, and you guys, I've been putting Randy's information in here. So you know my motto: walk, don't run, don't walk. I want you all to get involved in her community, right? And I want you all, if it is, on your heart and you're ready to kind of take this next step in, go on and take a very serious look at that 10-week transformational program. Because I really, I don't push a lot here. But I truly believe in this, and I'm sure there's gonna Randy and I are gonna do some amazing things. I'm just this all rolling around in my head right now, and I'm sure part of it's rolling around in hers. So we are really gonna be doing a lot. Um, Showing up authentically for those that you're serving or for those that you're assisting. I think we need to change that terminology sometimes too as well. But for those that you're assisting is critically important. Um, and learning in depth about what your true design and your true purpose is. You made this statement in part two, so I'm gonna give everybody a little bit of a sneak peek into part two. Can you help? Can you define what does purpose mean? What is the definition of purpose to the human designer or the studier of gene keys? What is the definition of purpose?
Yeah, so purpose is really who we're here to be. It's this quality of consciousness that we're here to bring into the essence of everything that we do. And our true purpose is our inner purpose, which is, like I said, that quality of consciousness that we're here to bring to the world. And when we can put our inner purpose at the forefront, our outer purpose is, everything else that we do, we can bring and infuse that quality of consciousness into our doing. And that
Mhm.
quality of consciousness of who we are, of who we're being, is far more important than the doing itself. So, like I
Mm.
said, when we can put that as a priority, when we can put our inner purpose of who we're being at the forefront in our lives, that outer purpose becomes a beautiful reflection of
Mhm.
that inner purpose, of that inner state of who we truly are.
Mhm. And I wanted to bring that out here because that it blessed me so much to hear that, because you begin then to take I personally, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. Y'all know I talk for me. I began to take off this weight of the doing and live from the being. And for when we get done here, y'all not gonna see me the rest of the night. So don't think I'm gonna be running around these YouTube streets. I'm actually about to go and chill. Because it really came to me over the last few days since we recorded part two that I needed to spend time with me and understand really what does that honestly mean? Because I've spent so much time doing that now at this crossroads, at this change during this transitional time period in my life, I'm not sure who I am again. I have to spend some time being and loving this Lisa, because this Lisa has evolved from the Lisa that was here a year 18 months ago and is
Yeah, and
continuing
I
to
I mean
evolve.
that's the rebirthing process. Like that's
Yeah.
really like when we're shedding this ego, we go through a rebirthing process. And, I think that's also what human design can assist us with is in that process of shedding who we're not and letting go of all of these layers of who we once thought we were. We uncover that truth of who we are, and it gets to hold us in this process of, which can sometimes feel like you said, I don't know who I am. I'm uncovering, like, but we can be held in that, like with human design and the gene key, we can be held in that to know that we're exactly where we need to be. And,
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite movies is the Disney Pixar movie Soul. And I feel like
Yes.
this whole thing of purpose is displayed so perfectly in that movie. He
Yeah.
thought his external purpose was being a jazz musician. But
Mm-hmm.
when he really had that moment to reflect what it was about, was in the everyday moments and that
Mm-hmm.
quality of presence that was brought to the everyday, ordinary, mundane experiences. And that's actually our
Absolutely.
purpose. That's actually what we're here for. It's not
Absolutely.
necessarily these like big external accomplishments. It's for all of the little moments in between. That's
Mm-hmm.
like if we can bring that level of presence and consciousness into every single step along the journey, I really feel like that's when we unlock what we're truly here for.
Yeah.
And then we can really leave the legacy that we're here to leave.
Yes. Yes. And we almost say it flippantly, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. But we don't really understand what that means. That we don't understand that
It's the whole thing.
it's
It's
literally the whole thing. I get a kick out of every time people just like laugh at me because I get a kick like when we're having these kinds of discussions and you'll say, "Well, your da 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 is in gate da 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 da, and that's what this means." And I'll be like, "Oh my god," I get such a kick out of that. I get a kick out of every time someone like if somebody gives me a reading and then I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you're so right," or like if I do a reading for somebody and then it's like that came true, and I'm like. Shut up. Like every moment. I enjoy every moment of learning a new software or like just I don't know, just feeling at making my calendar for the next week. It's just like, oh, how cool is this? Like every moment has its wonderment in it. And that truly is to me enjoying the journey. But when you get to these places, not but, and when you get to these places where you're taking this next evolutionary step, and your higher being is being, but your third dimensional self is like, what what this is what we're doing and we're doing it now, and wait a minute, I wasn't quite ready. It's like you got to kind of like merge it all back together and catch up and be like, okay, so wait, what are we really doing? You know what I mean? So I don't know, that's just a me thing. It's probably just me, it's never anybody else. Malika says learning human design helped me realize so much, especially career wise. I can't just do it the way I was taught. Waiting for the invitation is the hardest deconditioning for me. Malika, what do you, maybe I'm not understanding, but do you understand what
I
waiting
do
for the,
understand. Yeah.
okay, go
Yeah.
ahead,
So waiting
please.
for the invitation is her strategy as a projector. So as
Mm,
projectors, they're here to lead and guide the collective. And as part of being the guides for the collective, they need to first be recognized. They need to be seen for the wisdom that they have. And if not, then they're just going to be giving that energy. Remember, projectors don't have defined sacrals.
right.
So they don't have that unlimited life force energy that us generators, have, that we can generate on our own. So they have to really make sure that when they're giving what they're here to give in the world, which is their ability to literally laser in and focus and see into, like, they can zero in on others. They can
Mhm.
see into others' auras. Like, they have this incredible ability to focus and to
Mhm.
see others deeply in a way that no one else can. And that
Mhm.
needs to be invited in. That needs to be recognized for the value that it provides. And if it's not, then it's not going to land. It's not going to have the impact. It's not
Mhm.
going to, make the difference that they're here to make. Now, that doesn't mean as a projector, you need to be invited and recognized in every single thing that you're doing in your life. But when it comes to leading and guiding and giving that energy, that wisdom, it's so important. And I feel like that recognition, sometimes we can get caught up in that word invitation. But are you recognized? Are you seen? Are you valued by those that you're giving your energy to?
Wow. So I know a little bit about I know Malika a little bit. So as one that is just stepping into like a fullness of her I don't want to say purpose, but like, her coaching and mentorship life, right? How does she balance this recognition or this invitation with putting herself out there to be so people know that she's coaching, that she's doing this, and what transformation she's here to help people achieve?
I mean, she can absolutely be doing that. She can be
Okay,
letting people know who she is and that she has the answers, but then she's allowing people to come to her. She's
gotcha.
allowing people to see her, to recognize her, and give her the invitation to lead and guide them.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being like the cold messaging type of marketing is
Mm-hmm.
not a projector way of doing business. Just cold
Mm-hmm.
messaging people without that recognition isn't going to land if you're a projector. You can be putting yourself out there and letting people see you, letting people see the knowledge and the wisdom that you have to share, but you're allowing them to come to you, to see you, to recognize you, give you that invitation so then you can share what you're here to offer with them.
I love that. But what? Because that's not me. I'm just like, what do you mean? But I'm not her. So this is good for me, guys. I mean, I want everybody to know this is very good for me as one that's like, okay, guys, let's get you going. I'm the rah rah, put you out there. We're gonna create. We're gonna do this. Da 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 da. Go for it. And then some people are like, yeah, but I can't. That's not me.
That doesn't work for me. Yeah. And that's
Right.
us as generators. And that's the big thing is there's so much conditioning around the just do it, just make it happen, just take the action, and even for us generators, that's part of the conditioning we have to work through is that we have to be responding to life rather than trying to initiate. And that can be something that again, the mind, like all these things want to come in and be like, nope, it really work like that? You're going to be missing out. And that's all the conditioning. And part of this is to experiment with it, try it out, see what it feels like when you wait for the invitation versus when you don't. See what it feels like when you respond versus initiate if you're a generator. Like experiment and see what it feels like.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
don't just take what I'm saying as truth. Experiment with it.
Yeah.
The power of the system comes through living it.
Yes. I love that. That's so cool. Okay. Malika's like, yep, which is what she's currently doing while going through shifts. Perfect. So you're not
Yes.
letting me pressure you into doing anything. So thank you,
Yeah.
because I can do that. No, I love that. And Malika has just grown so much since we first met and started working together. And I can't say enough. I can't say enough. Okay. Oh my gosh. We've already almost, oh my God, we've been on here an hour already. Okay. I, that went fast. Um,
I know
I,
we could talk forever, I swear.
oh, oh my God, it's so easy for us. I just want to just acknowledge a couple more. You came here to have the experience of what it feels like to eat to smell a flower, to have the experience of this moment right now. Exactly. We sometimes I forget that. Not gonna lie. To experience awareness of this particular aspect of God being you in this current moment, space and time, and to realize even when you no longer have the body, you are still who you are. Oh my gosh, that is so fabulous. That is just amazing. All right, well, guys, I need to let Randy. We could keep her here all night, but honestly, I need to let her go. And my meditation space is calling me like big time. Like I feel my guides and everything are like my ancestors are like, come on, let's go. We got some things to do tonight. Um, Randy, one more time, where can they find you at?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, and I have all of the links on my website to my community Embodiment by Design, to my podcast, the Uplifting Podcast, to my programs. Gracious Rebel, you won't actually find the link on my website because it's just like kind of like a pop-up program. So the link, Lisa, I know she has posted that,
Mhm.
but you can also go to my Instagram, and on my Instagram, I always have like the latest links to when I'm creating. But everything else is on my website. And yeah, feel free to connect with me on Instagram. That's where I hang out the most. And thank you again, Lisa, for having me. It's been such a joy and an honor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Randy, for being here. It truly has. The honor's all mine. All right, guys, we're going to sign off, y'all. We're going to get on out of here. As always, and thank you all for being here. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. We love you. Have a great night, guys. Talk
Aloha.
to you tomorrow.